I feel so blessed to have the opportunity to score in my first touch.
First of all, thank you, Freddy, for joining us for this very important interview. Freddy Montero Munoz.
Yeah, very long name. Thank you for having me and thinking of me to start this interview.
I want to know what it was like to grow up in Campo de la Luz, Colombia.
Campo de la Cruz. It's a small town, 1 hour away from the big city, which is Barranquilla. Growing up, playing soccer with no shoes, going on top of the trees, eating fruits from the neighbors' trees. Parents were calling me when it was time to go eat lunch or eat dinner because we were all the time outside playing.
What was it like growing up in your household, especially with your dad being a policeman?
Oh, it was very hard. My dad, always with the military discipline. My brother and I were always fighting to see who was the first one to get into the shower. And my dad was, okay, just do 10 push-ups and go into the shower. You're the oldest, you have to go first. So it was this kind of history with him.
You began your youth soccer playing with Deportivo Cali at the age of 13. What was it like going through that system?
Thanks to a scouting that was placed in Barranquilla, I had the opportunity to move at the age of 13, as you say, to Cali, which was a big city with a big soccer team, known for having the best academy in Colombia. My parents at that time, they were not sure if that was the right age for me to leave the family, the household. But I thank God they made the best decision. They came with me to that city. They stayed for 2 months, I think, and they make sure everything around me was the right thing for me as a kid first,
In 2005, at the age of 18, you made your professional debut. What do you remember about that?
I remember it was an award because on my age team, the under 18, I was the top scorer during the year, and the last game of the season with the first team, it didn't mean nothing. We were already outside of the playoff, the Colombian playoff, and I got as a reward of a good season that I did. So I started the game, and I remember being in the stadium with the players that I used to be looking after them in TV. And like 3 days before I had the news, of course, and in training you don't feel it, but when I was inside the pitch that day, I was running after the ball. So the ball was going to the right side, and I moved to the left side. The ball came to the left side, and I was to the right side. So it was like a mixing of emotion, but for sure I was nervous.
You were loaned out to Atletico Huila, becoming the league's top scorer in 2017, the Torneo Apertura, before returning to Deportivo Cali and becoming the league scorer for a second time in 2018. How do you feel about that during that period of time?
Wow. When I look back then and I see how good it's got to me, I had the opportunity to have my debut at 18, and then when I was 19, I got loaned to a small division team in Colombia to have more games. Happened that playing many games gave me enough confidence to be the top scorer of Colombia league, and that the same year, that small team, we went to the final of the league. So we didn't win the cup, but it was a great year for the whole thing, and personally it was special because of course I got the Golden Boot of Colombia, and I got called to the Colombian national team, the top team.
Then soon after, you were loaned out to the Major League Soccer team, then expansion team Seattle Sounders, where you were named the newcomer of the year and led the team in goals.
Yeah, after Atletico Huila, I came back to Deportivo Cali, and man, again, I was the top scorer for the league. As a team, we didn't qualify for the final, but we were really close. We got away from 1 or 2 points, I think, if I don't remember good. And after that great year, I had the opportunity to sign a contract with Seattle Sounders in 2009, and it was really special. The first opportunity for me to play away from my country, which it was like a new culture for me, new country, new soccer, new style of the game. Everything was going to be different. So I didn't know at that time if I was ready for it. But yeah, the time came and I started playing. I started showing myself, doing what I was, signing for. And I got the opportunity to win the Newcomer of the Year with the Seattle Sounders and in the league.
During your 4 seasons as a Sounder player, you were named to the All-Star twice, and you left as the leading scorer. What more stands out to you about the Seattle Sounders?
Yeah, I remember very well. 4 years, 3 times, named as an All-Star game. Yeah, I was always one of the main guys of Seattle Sounders. I mean, just being called to the All-Star game, it's a lot for a player. It means like at the age of 21, 22, 23, and 24, when you are young, you just come to a new league and you start doing what you are good at. And I felt like I was doing a really good job. And I was surrounded with really good players, and the coaching staff was always helping me to improve my game.
In 2013, you were loaned out from the Sounders to Millonarios. Some may think, once you go out of your country, you come back out at such a young age. Could be a negative thing, but in fact, the owner and general manager at the time, I'm not sure if he still is, Adrian Hanuer, said, "We wish Freddy the best of success with Millonarios as he continues to develop as a player. We hope this move helps Freddy's chances of being called up to the national team, as he certainly earned it." What do you take from that, and what was actually going on at that period?
Well, it was a big opportunity for me to go back to my country and play for one of the top team in Colombia, Millonarios. They really want me to play there, and I really want to be at that time playing the Copa Libertadores. It was a big club. It was a big tournament, which I didn't play before. So I was excited to that move, and of course, when you're in Colombia in that kind of team, you always have the coaches of the national team looking at you, or after the forwards or the strikers. And that was what I was thinking back in the days. But man, once again, I think I had some plans, but God's always have plans different for me.